I'm going crazy. 무뎌져.
Walking in a straight corridor, you clench your arms around your books. Having a normal day was not written in your life dictionary. Instead, it was full of dramatic things every next day. Like today, your father sent cards to your university to take care of you. And they are literally standing wherever you go. Because of these things, none of the students in university talk to you and make you their friends because they are afraid of your father, the young mafia boss. Your surname holds its own power. People even use your surname to attract the fame and money. And also this surname can destroy families in seconds. But somehow you don't want to live this life. From childhood you have surrounded by guards, caretakers and all expensive luxurious shit, etc, etc. You have friends too, and it's not like you don't have a good family. You have that too, but it is not like that free bird who can fly in any direction, his own decided height, his own area, beside and entered an empty classroom. I'm here only, then where is the professor? You actually came here because a student informed you that your professor was waiting for you in this classroom. You were about to leave the class, but a chair turned and you saw a guy wearing black mask, black hat with glasses, and black dress, black shoes. Only one person in your life can have this supremacy or black color. John, what are you doing here in my university right now? You ask your best friend who is also a mafia, not a simple one. Don't go on his features and baby face if you only know his name. He is more than that, you can't even imagine what he is, and his brain works more faster than a bullet train. I just wanted to meet my baby girl. You shake your head at his wording. It's not like you don't like it when he call you like this. He got up from the chair and walked like he owned the whole university. He walked to you and stopped just 2 feet away. Removing his mask, glasses and cap, he smiled like he won the biggest prize in a competition. Don't tell me you won a bet with Jungkookff. And you. Your eyes widened when he smirked and nodded. What did you make him do? He brushed his hair back and gave you a big look. Well, his looks really work too, but you don't show it like that. First I told him that if I win he will do what I want to for a whole day, and then he was talking while laughing and walking slowly in a random motion. Then I told him to say that I'm the most handsome man in the world and I'll call him mom all day. And he will never scold me if I play Overwatch or time. Just this for now. He looked at him with a done face, as expected from you. Not shocked at all, bro. You laughed, but he made a sulking face. What? I told you to not call me bro. He chuckled and got confused at his behavior. Why aren't we besties? You squished his cheeks, but suddenly your phone rang. It's Jungkookff. Why is he calling now? Let's see. He picked up the call and answered, Yes, Uppa. He slowly and in a painful voice said something that make you freeze on your spot. Hey, what happened? Jungkook shake you, but you didn't even move and tears started to well out from your eyes. Why am I asking what happened? Dad. Some hours ago in hospital. Uncle, nothing will happen. I promise your case will be handled by the best doctor in the whole world. Your father, Mr. Wong, was badly injured in a mission. All doctors in hospital take off their hands over this case, saying your father doesn't have time. So he called Suga, who just reached here. Sir Wang was laying surrounded by many machines, taking almost his last breath. Suga, my son. He called Suga with his shaking voice. Yes, uncle, I'm here with you. I will call Vayan and others. But your father shook his head and held Suga's hand tightly. No, son, I just wanted you to promise me something. What promise? Take care of my daughter for me. She has no one after me, please. No, uncle, you will be okay soon. And Vayan, how can she? Suga, please, I beg you, not your senior or uncle, but a father is begging you. Suga shook his head and tears dropped from his eyes. He's the strongest if you see his team, but right now those strong walls were getting soft. Take my place in the Mafia and, as a brother, take her custody legally from court and be her legal guardian, and Mr. Wong was having difficulty in breathing, and marry her to someone who can keep her safe and happy. I have someone in my eyes, but I don't know the reality. That's why I'm giving you this responsibility, my son. I promise to you. I promise I will take care of her more than anything in this world and complete your promise. Mr. Wong smiled weakly and nodded. Take the diary. He gestured to Suga to look at the nightstand. Suga picked it up. I have written all my thoughts in it about Vayan. You will not have any problem when it comes to her. But uncle, let Vayan come and see you, please. Suga said cause he knows how sensitive she is when it comes to her father because her mom left her alone and her father was the only family to her. No son, if I did I'll be in more pain watching and leaving her alone would be the most difficult moment in my life. Suga understood and nodded. Son, please complete this father request and stay happy with your brother. Remember our first rule that never breaks each other's trust in any situation. Suga was out of words, so he just nodded. Mr. Wong was like a father to all of them. God knows what it felt to lose your loved ones, and mostly when it's your parents, the most hurtful time of your life. In just a few minutes, Mr. Wong started to breathe abnormally, and finally, the doctor sadly looked at Suga. I'm sorry, Mr. Min, Mr. Wang is no more. Suga's heart skipped a beat. His body lost its balance like a brick is pulled out of a strong wall to make it fall. Present time, you ran into the room being a crying mess and yelling your father's name. Dad, you stood just beside his body, shaking your head. You weren't able to believe at your sight. It was the worst ever thing that happened to you in your life. You grabbed your head, then Jungkook with others came inside your room. Running, they stopped running, watching you all messed and their gaze went to Suga sitting in corner. All of them panicked when you started to scream your father's name. Dad, wake up, Dad, please. Your daughter is here, Dad. Jungkook ran to you and tried to make you get up from your dad's body. Others tried to comfort you, but you didn't budge away from his body. RM saw Suga and walked to him, patting his back and shoulder. Suga got up and hugged him. RM comforted him. The moment was most difficult for those 7 friends and a daughter. They all knew each other from childhood and Mr. Wong was the one who helped them all grew this big involved with all power their training time. He was the one who acted strict with them, so including Vian. All of them should be strong. He was like a leading light to them in difficult paths. The whole world gave the confirmation that these guys' friendship was all because of Mr. Wang. He taught them how to be close to each other and never break each other's trust and stay loyal. They all do in their lives whatever they want to, but only this rule is so strong keeping them all together. It's like a motto of life for them, and its leader left them today. In evening time, you were sitting alone. Basically, none of them left you alone, and most of Jungkook and Suga, but you were not thinking anything and not paying attention to anything except your father's. It's like your soul left your body and nothing is left in this world. Everything just got destroyed in a few hours. You started to feel suffocated between those 4 walls, and your breath started to get heavy, so you walked out of your room and house too. After a few minutes of walking, you got this much zoned out that you didn't even realize that where you were walking, only you and your father's memories together were flashing in front of your eyes. How he taught you how to walk, how to do cycling, how to paint. The way your little self stomps her feet at ground because your father went to his meetings instead of attending your school function. But suddenly you stopped when you heard Iron Roar's noises. There were 4 men in front of you, and they were drunk. Disgusting. Smell in the street made your nose crunch. Those men smug looking at you. Look what a beautiful piece we have for night. You girl, come here and entertain us. They laughed, making you feel more disgusted. But then another one held your arm. Hey, leave me, leave my arm. You don't know why you are too weak to even raise your arm. It's not like you don't know how to self-defense, but there was no energy left in your body. You tried to run from them, but another one held you tightly with another arms and pushed you down that made you fall down. I said, don't you dare to lay a finger on me or what? As those words left from the man's mouth, a hard punch landed on his jaw, almost breaking his whole face. That he fell on the ground. You gasped and looked up, seeing your friends and their guards standing with their jaw clenched. Anger was fully visible in their features. That they can any person here by only their soul-piercing eyes now dare to say those words again, and I'll take your grave here and now. Jung yelled at the man who was now shivering in horror because the person standing in front of him is known by each and every one person. Suga called Jungkook, gesturing him to back off while he walked to you and softly grabbed your shoulder and helped you to get up. I'm sorry, Uppa. You sighed in guilt because this all happened because of your childish behavior. If you haven't come out of home without informing anyone, let's go home, he said in short but soft voice. Young, take all of them to our basement. I'll meet them in a while, he said while following behind you and Suga with other boys. Reaching home, you sit on the couch drinking water while others also sit in front of you. When you should rest now. He spoke with a sad smile, but Sugar stopped him by speaking. No, wait. Sugar looked at you and sighed. I have to announce something to all of you and basically Wayan. She looked at him with questioning eyes. Before Mr. Wong left this world, he made me promise something. Now all of them were hearing with sharp ears. He told me to take Wayan's custody as a legal guardian and gave her and his post responsibility to me. And now I'm not asking for any advice or something, but I'm just telling you all that I'm going to do as he said. Wayan, if you don't like this decision. He was about to say more, but she got up and said, No, I'm okay with father's decision, whatever it is. You said and went to your room. Chung looked at Suga and then down at floor. Hyung, you did great. He wanted to smile to his Hyung, but he didn't and he can't. So he also walked from there. Hyung, if you need us in any issue and in anything else, you can call us anytime. He patted his shoulder and went to his room. After RM, others also said the same thing and left to work too. They can't forget who they are, but only Jin was there. He walked to Suga and sat beside him, placing his hand on his shoulder. You can take all things out. Hyung, he said in an almost cracking voice, and hugged Jin as his tears started to fall on his Jin's jacket. It's okay. Cry how much you want to, but from tomorrow you have to be stronger. Because now you are not a lonely person, but you have a responsibility to fulfill. Meanwhile, Jungkookff walked in the corridor and stopped in front of a room door. His expression looked like he was fighting with his inner self to go inside the room or not. He sighed and closed his eyes, finally pressing the knob and opening the door. As the door opened, he saw all lights off and only moonlight was visible in your room. And your figure sitting on bed with your arms around your knees and face hidden in it. He gulped and walked to you calmly so that you didn't even realize that someone was already in the room, according to him. But maybe you know too. Don't be nervous, I'll not eat you. You looked at him sitting properly, smiled nervously and rubbed back of his neck. I thought, what if I disturb you, that's why. You chuckled in a sarcastic way. Disturbed. This word never left a simple day from my life, from the time I'm born. Jungkook sat beside you, making a good distance. I wanted to talk to you whole day, but I don't have courage. You looked at him confused. Why you were nervous to talk to me? You did anything. He shook his head. I did something that I myself can't control it. Wan slid her hand to his and caressed his hand. Hey, tell me what's disturbing you. But again he shook his head. Not the perfect time for it. His heart was beating to scream each word, but his brain was stopping them by a big wall. Let's talk tomorrow about it. Now you should sleep, it's late. He stood up and picked the blanket. Lay down. You did what he said and not questioned him. You know him very well. He do what he wants to and he must be thinking something deep. That's why he's being this quiet. But you're sure he will confess whatever is roaming inside his head. He covered you with a blanket and planted it on your forehead. You closed your eyes, feeling a different feeling you never felt with someone else. Sleep well. He left your room, sighing. He closed your room door and said, I'm too scared to say it in words that I have feelings for you. But he got startled when, so you are in love with my sister.